Before we start, please watch my previous video. The link will be in the description.
Mattea Roach returned for her 22nd game on Jeopardy. She won a 21-day total of $506,584.
In the previous video.
Ken Jennings' instruction was, in a runaway game, Mattea Roach crossed the $500,000 mark yesterday and surpassed one of her idols, Julia Collins, to take over 5th place for most consecutive Jeopardy games won all time. She is having a remarkable run, but in honor of Star Wars Day, I'd like to say to Kelly and Jamie, may the 4th be with you. The audience laughed. Another ladies' night. May 4th shouldn't even be Star Wars Day. The film premiered on May 25th. May the 4th be with you sounds like a throwaway line in a film or TV episode of someone trying to create a horrible pun, and they get no laughs from the people around them. I'm kind of surprised Ken made it about Star Wars. He didn't have much to say after mentioning Mattea beat Julia's record. I guess he thought he brought up her age too many times. Speaking of which, Mattea will return for her 23rd game tomorrow, and I'm awaiting to be reminded of her age again. Also, I still can't help it. Mattea was strongly challenged 3 times last week that surpassing Julia Collins was a miracle. Everyone started out getting the question wrong, leaving them all in the red at negative 200. Ken joked they're all in the red, so game over. The ladies in the audience laughed. I wish the game was over because my video would end right here. We're in for a lot more tonight. The next question nobody answered, so Mattea had to get out of the NASA category. I'll explain why that's important in a minute. Mattea continued in a streak of right answers in what was a relatively easy category, since all you had to do was know the first name that began with an A. Speaking of easy categories, prefix pairs was a lot more simple for me in this game, whereas other similar categories in different episodes left me completely stumped. Jamie was the first to buzz in after Mattea's streak of right answers, taking her to 0. Kelly was the first to be on the plus side, and the first to get a daily double. She bet $1,000 and went to $1,400. There was a bit of a traveling theme in the mini-anecdotal interviews. Jamie visited her sister in Minneapolis, where they biked for 24 hours. Kelly went to Argentina to learn how to tango, and Mattea sang backup for Rick Astley, who traveled to Toronto. Mattea explained how an organization titles Choir, 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 funny title, and Mattea sang the infamous Never Gonna Give You Up. Ken asked if this was true or if she was rickrolling us. Now that I think about it, Mattea was only 8 or 9 when rickrolling first became popular on the internet. Just when did she first hear about it? Nevertheless, it's still funny. Gonna take some time to sing a funny song. Given that Mattea could have lost a few times before tonight, we would have never been able to hear about this if she did. You guys, I'm sure, probably looked it up and rickrolled yourselves. I can't think of a sentence that begins an up. I was trying to do some rickrolling on my own. Never gonna give you up. I can't think of a sentence that begins an up. What's funny is someone did mention to me that since Mattea claimed there's a video of it online, everyone who looked it up essentially rickrolled themselves. As they got back to the NASA category, they found the next 2 questions were easy. I wonder what Mattea would have thought if she stayed in that category. Nobody answered the last question in the first round. Jamie was in 3rd place at 2,600, Kelly was in 2nd place at 3,000, and Mattea was in lead at 7,000. Double Jeopardy consisted of 2 ridiculously easy categories, and of course there'd be a daily double in one of them. Mattea got the first daily double, did 3,000, and it was one of the easiest daily doubles. Like their shared neighbor, Sri Lanka and Pakistan use currencies called this. All you had to do was know the Indian currency to answer, what is a rupee? That took her to $12,000. I also noticed the daily double was in the currency category, which was so appropriate. I can't remember if it was before or after I did trivia in high school. I looked up world currencies out of boredom, and I knew it would pay off. And one day, and it did. I didn't even know the payoff pun would work. Or I didn't even think of the payoff pun until right when I typed it. Meanwhile, the It's Your Top 40 Presidential Countdown category sounds confusing. Then when you look at it, it doesn't seem so hard. You don't even need to know the descriptions of the presidents, you just need to know the order, and it can play along. This ex-general at number 18 with Union Yes is back with Renham. They tried to make me go a 3rd nomination. I said, no, no, no. Who is Grant? After Mattea answered Grant, she said, this is fun. It certainly is when you know the order. He's at number 30 with John Cage's 433. A piece that is 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence. Who is Coolidge? Even though no one answered, Mattea still had fun. He had a big debut with Back to Normalcy, but now he's singing the blues with Teapot Dome Got Me Down at number 29. Here's Who Is Harding. The Teapot Dome scandal is also something I looked up at a boredom, so even if I didn't know the number, I would have still been able to guess it was Harding. At number 17, this Tennessee man has really got those Reconstruction blues. I didn't know Johnson was from Tennessee. It is common to know Lincoln was the 16th president, and since he was assassinated, likewise, Johnson was 17. Are You Better Off is a hit cross-country for this prez who rounds out the top 40. Who was Reagan? Now, this is funny because Kelly and Jamie were alive when Reagan was president, yet Mattea and I got it right, and we weren't even born when Reagan was president. That was the most fun I had in the Jeopardy category. Kelly got the second daily double on Double Jeopardy, risked 2,000 to get back on the plus side to 1,400, only to get it wrong and had the opposite effect and went down to negative $2,600. There are still 2 questions. If she answers both, she'll have 1,000. Well, Jamie got the next question right, so it looks like we won't be seeing Kelly for Final Jeopardy. Nobody answered the last question in Double Jeopardy. Jamie was in second place at $6,600, and Mattea was in the lead at $28,400. The Final Jeopardy category was the Civil War. Another category about American history. And I like how it's about the Civil War when Johnson was president after the Civil War. The question was, a Union soldier's song said General McClellan, who led a Confederate army escape after this battle, was too slow to beat him. When I first saw this, I only knew of Fort Sumter. Now that I waited a week to review this episode, I can see how it was Antietam, which both ladies answered correctly. Jamie misspelled it and it was still accepted because it was phonetically correct. A few hours after this episode was posted, someone commented it was the bloodiest day in American history. I looked that up at a boredom as well, and I still didn't get it the first time. There were a few other people who credited the YouTube channel Oversimplified for knowing this answer. I should take a look at their videos since they cover a lot of history. Their videos are long, meaning they go over a lot. Mattea didn't risk anything, leaving her final score at 28,400. She's now at a 22-day total of $534,984. You know what? This is actually the most fun that I had in any Jeopardy game. 2 categories in the first round that came easy to me, and 2 other categories in Double Jeopardy that I would have completely swept, and a Final Jeopardy category that I definitely had the potential if I just remembered. If I just knew and looked up the bloodiest day in American history, and given that I said that the daily doubles were so easy under Mattea's reign, I think Mattea is the champion who I had the most fun answering the questions, just because I know so many of them. I also still find it crazy that she beat Julia Collins' record, and she was the 3rd contestant to do so. I just wanted to give some improvised thoughts just because of how well this game went. Congratulations to Mattea. Let's see how she does tomorrow.
And as always, thank you for watching.